What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. The black man is taking over the oil business. That's right. The black man is taking over the oil business via Nigeria. All right, I told y'all, man. I told y'all Nigeria's taking over. And then the government may be a little bit behind, but they're making strategic moves to empower its business leaders to take over the world. All right. And if you want to take over the world, you need to grab a hold of a major industry. And that's going to be the oil industry. All right. Mr. Dangote himself, right, built the biggest refinery in the world, Craig. All right. We're talking about the world, Craig. All right. Not just the biggest refinery in Africa. All right. We ain't talking about a small business. We ain't talking about a few thousand barrels, or we talking about millions, tens of millions of barrels of oil. All right. And here's the problem. You see, Europeans have been selling us they dirty, inferior oil because they were able to refine it, right? So Nigeria, being a oil-rich country, you know, like Qatar and like Saudi Arabia and all those Arab countries that the only thing they got is oil and that shit running out. Well, Nigeria not only got all the other minerals and resources of the world, but they got oil. All right? Oil. What's going on, man? So what was happening now that Dangote has been able to, you know, build that refinery, which I'm pretty impressed, because I figured America and France would have tried to find a way to bomb it or some shit by now, right? That's what I thought was going to happen, but they ain't do that for some reason. I guess they couldn't get to it. They didn't have time. They were too busy occupied doing other shit, right? So yeah, Nigeria has the biggest oil refinery in the world. They got so much oil, they can't even hold it. They got to go to Namibia, another black country with a black female president, and they're building some what do you call them? Some oil, some tanks. You gotta hold some oil. So much goddamn oil, they gotta hold this shit, right? We need a place to store that shit. So we're doing Pan-African business over there in Namibia, so that, you know, so we can hold some more of our black ass oil. And here's the thing: the UK, they ain't got shit. The UK used to rely on selling a dirty ass inferior oil to Africa because it was refined, because we couldn't refine our own shit, right? And they used to get oil from Russia. We see they done kind of fucked up with Russia. Right? They kind of done fucked up with Russia. So because they fucked up with Russia, they can't get their shit over there. Right? So now that Africa done took a hold of its resources, not only are we producing and refining our own oil, we getting top dollar for that oil. That means them white folk gotta pay market price. Shit they ain't used to. Because, you know, Europe, their white Wakanda was built off destroying Africa. Right? Stealing their white Wakandas, and even their kings and their queens, you know, that whole royal shitty ass family, that inbred ass family over there in the UK. Yeah, all their riches come from thievery and genocide and fucking, and just all around just devilish shit, right? Right? They was stealing from Africa, was stealing from the rest of the world. But them days over with. That's it. All right. So now that Africa, right? And by way of Nigeria saying, yeah, by the way, you got to pay full price. Europe is trying to, you know, they trying to make new deals now, because they not big boys on block. They can't produce their power no more. You understand? There's rolling blackouts in UK now. Huh? They going back to the third world savage barbarian nations that they should have been. That's what they're going back to. Europe is going back to their savage ass third world status that they've always been in real life. They ain't never developed shit. They ain't never built shit. They ain't never done shit. All they do is steal shit. But that day has changed because the black man is getting strong. All right? So without further ado, let me lay this down to you. And guess what? We about to sell our oil to everybody. Huh? Everybody gonna have to pay full price for that black man's oil now. Right? And as the industry becomes bigger, as Nigeria empowers other African countries to participate in all the businesses, all the side businesses that go with selling oil and petroleum and gas and plastic products and manufacturing all the goods. I mean, this is going to have a roller coaster effect. All right. Africa, I keep telling y'all dumbasses keep sitting there talking about mud huts and Africa. Y'all keep on laughing and hee and ha-haing all the way to nothingness, because that's what y'all doing. While y'all hee ha-ha still talking about that old shit white folks used to use to disrespect Africans while Africa continues to rise. Before you know it, you're going to be looking up at Africa still trying to say, y'all living in mud huts. While you at the fucking bottom, looking at they fucking ivory towers and shit. And you talking about y'all still in mud huts to make yourself feel good about your inequalities and your inaccuracies, huh? So anyway, without further ado, it's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Now for our next story, we turn to Africa's biggest oil producer, Nigeria, where the continent's largest refinery is rapidly redefining global oil trade. Not just in West Africa, but across markets in Europe, the United States, and West Asia. In a historic shift, the United States became a net exporter of crude to Nigeria in early 2024 for the first time ever. New data showed that in February and March last year, the US exported more crude oil to Nigeria than it imported. U.S. crude exports to Nigeria were 111,000 barrels per day in February and 169,000 barrels per day in March. While the U.S. crude imports from Nigeria just over 54,000 barrels in February and 72,000 barrels per day in March. The shift was driven by two factors: a slowdown in U.S. demand due to the refinery maintenance issues, and a surge in crude requirements from Nigeria's newly operational Dangote refinery. But before we tell you why this trade reversal is important, let's look at what the Dangote refinery really is. Now, it's a $20 billion mega project by Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote. It is located in the Lekki Free Zone near Lagos. The operation started just last year. It has a 650,000 barrels per day capacity. The refinery is the largest in Africa and one of the largest single train refineries in the world. Now, Nigeria has long been a crude oil exporter, but had to import most of its refined fuels due to limited domestic capacity. The Dangote refinery aims to change that, supplying the local market and cutting dependence on foreign fuel. This to kickstart operations, it required massive amounts of crude, including from the US. As per reports, this has led to the trade reversal, a temporary but symbolic shift that reflects Nigeria's bigger vision. But the Dangote refinery is not just looking inward, it's also taking Nigerian fuel global simultaneously. And this year, it has already reached a major milestone, exporting up to 1 million tons of petrol. Now, the plant has shipped thousands of metric tons of gasoline to Asia and sent 2 consignments of jet fuel to Saudi Aramco, the world's largest oil firm. It also delivered nearly 1.7 million barrels of jet fuel to US ports through 6 vessels. Now, this growth is starting to disrupt old market chains. In January, OPEC warned that Dangote's rise was beginning to shake Europe's fuel export business to Africa, a trade long valued at $17 billion per year. Now the experts believe that this long-standing supply route could soon come to an end. As of April this year, Dangote's refinery has more capacity than the 10 largest refineries in Europe combined. So a nation long dependent on fuel imports is now challenging global supply chains. And as the Dangote refinery expands its reach, Nigeria isn't just refining oil, it's redefining the rules of the global energy market.
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. and follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.